I'm not a fan of either of these teams, but this game had my heart pumping through my chest. Games like this are what the playoffs are all about. Clutch situations, clutch plays, and the best players on your team stepping up in big moments. This game was insane, and the series is honestly going to be insane. The Kings impressed me so much, and the reason they impressed me so much is because they beat the Warriors in a way that teams don't usually beat the Warriors. And what I mean by that is they got down in the third quarter, the Kings did. They got down 10 with 3 minutes left. Steph Curry hit a three off an offensive rebound, and the Warriors took a 10-point lead. And in that moment, it felt like a movie I've seen hundreds of times. The Warriors are going to close this quarter out. They're going to go into the fourth quarter with like a 15-point lead, and this game is going to end. But the Kings took it right to them. They ended the third quarter with the lead after going down 10 with 3 minutes left. It's just the drive of this Kings team, the calmness. It looks like they have been playing in the playoffs together for years, and they're honestly so dangerous. And talking more about this calmness and clutchness, we get to the fourth quarter where Klay Thompson and Steph Curry just continuously were knocking down threes, and it felt like they were eventually going to pull away because Steph and Klay were otherworldly towards the end of that game. But De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk went shot for shot with them. Think of all the teams that the Warriors have played against the playoffs over the years. Not many of them have gone shot for shot with them in the clutch like this. So for Fox and Monk to do something like that was insane, and it showed them in their first playoff games they're wise beyond their years, and it's something so impressive I can't really put it into words. Something that also really impressed me about the Kings was their depth. And what I mean by that is, if you told me that there was going to be a game in this series where Kevon Huerter shot 3 of 12, Keegan Murray shot 1 of 5, and Domantas Sabonis shot 5 of 17, I would have told you that the Kings would lose this game by 20. But they ended up winning by 3, and they did it in such a dramatic fashion. So just the depth they have, getting production from Monk off the bench. Harrison Barnes had a good game. Trey Lyles was 4 of 6 from 3. Just how deep this team is and how well coached they are. It showed real poise, and it's something that every great playoff team should have. Now, moving forward in this series and what we can expect, the Warriors are going to come out next game ready to kill, and they're really going to want to take that next game in Sacramento. So how the Kings respond and how they look next game is going to be incredibly important, because if they're complacent with winning one game in Sacramento and they give up home court, then it's a death sentence for them, because winning in Golden State is nearly impossible, just as it's as hard to win in Sacramento. So keeping home court advantage in this series is going to be beyond crucial if they hope to win. Another thing that makes this Kings team so dangerous in this series is just the fearlessness. I've seen teams play against the Warriors and they look scared. The Kings had no fear at all. Steph Curry was playing amazing in the fourth, but De'Aaron Fox had no fear in the clutch. Shot for shot. Oh, Klay Thompson on me? I'm going to cross him up and then drive straight at Kevon Looney and draw a foul. Just the poise and the balls it takes to play like that is insane. Another guy, Malik Monk, was just going at the Warriors all game. Straight to the basket. I don't care who's there. I'm going to try and dunk on him, or I'm going to get fouled. Just pure fearlessness. Another aspect of this fearlessness was how the Kings played in general, like their game plan. Towards the end of the fourth quarter, they were going fast. They wanted to speed the game up with the Warriors, and usually that's a death sentence. You never want to try and match how fast the Warriors are. But Mike Brown had him push the pace, and that's a fearless adjustment to make against a team that's known for running teams off the court. Also, another shout out for De'Aaron Fox, because in your first playoff game, to duel Steph Curry like this is crazy, and we're watching him take a step as a player in real time. Now, I will say this, I still believe the Kings are fighting an uphill battle in this series, and I still believe that the Warriors are going to win this series. But with everything that I saw in this game, it wouldn't surprise me if the Kings actually pulled it off. So, in closing, expect adjustments from the Warriors, expect better play from the Warriors, but also don't count out the Kings, because they're not here by an accident. And watch every game of this series, man. because it's going to be a classic. Moving on from the pretty game that was the Kings versus the Warriors, we have this straight garbage fest, but in an endearing way. This game was highly entertaining, and if the Knicks want to win the series, they're going to need more games like this where it's a defensive battle. There's a lot of turnovers, there's a lot of loose balls because the Knicks were out there hustling today. And I hate to speak in absolutes, but it just looked like they wanted it more. The Cavs weren't really making hustle plays outside of Donovan Mitchell, and the Knicks sort of just walked in and took this game. One thing that really impressed me about this game was the clutchness of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell was insane in the fourth quarter, and he nearly willed the Cavs to this win. But on the other side, you had Jalen Brunson, who, after the Cavs went on that big run to take the lead, and it seemed like they were going to win this game and maintain home court advantage, Brunson just went out and hit clutch shot after clutch shot, and he was doing it on defenders bigger than him, and he continues to impress me with his ability to score on bigger defenders. Now, I gave my shout-outs to Brunson and Mitchell, but I have to give some call-outs now, because what the hell was Evan Mobley doing? He shot 4 of 13, and he was shooting mostly layups. And Mobley and Allen also could not grab a rebound to save their life in the fourth quarter. The Knicks got so many second chances, and it's just puzzling with the lineup the Cavs played how this happened. Because they had two guys over 6'10", and then they had Jetty, who's pretty big too, so you should be able to grab a rebound. And whether it was being out of position or just out hustled, they couldn't get them. Now, speaking of, quote, what the hell was he doing? RJ Barrett was god-awful this game on offense, and he's really going to need to step up if the Knicks want to win this series. I mean, he was missing wide-open layups, throwing bad passes. It was just puzzling. But he still got it done on defense, so props to him for that. Another what the hell was he doing was Julius Randle. And I didn't really expect it because in the first half, he was making a lot of tough shots and he looked really good. But in the second half, he couldn't hit anything. It was really just disgusting. But props to him because he got that clutch rebound at the end. And if he doesn't get the rebound and the Cavs get a clutch shot attempt, who knows how this game ends. Now, a contributor that I don't want to go unnoticed for the Knicks is Josh Hart. When the Cavs took that lead, the next possession down after the timeout, it's kind of a broken play, and Josh Hart is able to create space and hit a three to give the Knicks the lead. And if he doesn't hit that shot, they probably lose this game because Hart hitting that shot really just calmed them down. And it's what you need in the playoffs, and it's just an amazing clutch moment. And he was on fire the whole game. I believe he had 17 points on 8 of 10 shooting, which when he's a guy who is meant to play defense and grab rebounds, when you get an efficient offensive output like that from him, it's just a huge bonus for your team. Now, moving forward in the series, one thing I want to see is I want to see Darius Garland assert himself more on offense. He only shot the ball 13 times today, and he was honestly shooting really good. He shot over 50%, which in a game where the Cavs as a team shot 43% and the Knicks shot 42%, if you're touching 50%, you need to just keep going. And I need Garland to show us more on offense. And another player who needs to show more is Isaiah Quickly, going 0 of 5. The defense was there, but he needs to be better on offense if the Knicks want to grind the series out. So, all in all for this series, expect more close games, expect more clutch moments, and expect a whole lot of bricks because Jesus. For this game, I'm going to take a different approach, and I'm going to read text from my Sixers fan friend Matt and his breakdown of the game. So, shout out to Matt. Ahem. Nets defended Joel well in the first half by doubling/tripling immediately, but he was making good decisions to find open shooters. Bridges was unstoppable. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too is Bridges in the first half was great, but in the second, I don't know why he shied away from shooting. Harden was inefficient but started catching fire from 3. PJ Tucker, quote, hustle God. I did notice that too. PJ looked way more active and athletic today, was probably coasting during the regular season. Nets completely unable to feed Claxton/Sharp. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm going to be honest with you, that was a horrible look today after you beefed with Kuzma on Twitter. He could not throw a lob, he could not hit a shot. It really was Din shitty today. Toby, solid buckets. Maxey, underwhelming. The Nets were basically playing to stop Joel, but everyone else hit their shots, very similar to the Raptors series last year. If the Sixers have a bad shooting night, the Nets could steal one. In the second half, the Nets hesitated to double Joel, and Joel started feasting. He also said to include a stat about the Sixers assisting on every bucket. So I'm going to look at that right now, and you're going to hear me look at it live. So the Sixers made 42 shots, and 32 of those were assisted. That's crazy. Wow. That's a very impressive stat. Yeah, the ball movement for the Sixers today was elite. So moving ahead in the series, this is probably just going to be a 5-game series that no one really remembers. And for the Sixers, this is a really big series to get right before the second round, as they're going to be playing Boston. And they're going to need their guys to be able to hit open shots like they did today, and they're going to need ball movement like they had today. So look forward to that. Now, speaking of Boston, they began their first round bye today against the Atlanta Hawks. And I don't really think, unless you're a Celtics fan, that you really care about this series. I don't give a shit about this series at all. I'm just waiting for the second round between the Sixers and the Celtics. And watching the Atlanta Hawks play basketball hurts my soul. They are a disgusting basketball team. And I don't know what they'll do going forward. But for the series in general, the Celtics just need to tune up to playoff basketball and get their guys out of it healthy. And well, that's all I got for today's video. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more playoff content.